Good morning students. Welcome to one more session on entrepreneurship where we will be discussing about, we will continue to discuss about partnership. Today we will see only a small part of partnership where we will only understand the suitability as well as the consequences of non-registration. The remaining half we will do it in the next class. Even though I am sending you the notes, that part of the video will reach you on the other day, next day. Now we will understand suitability of partnership. Why is partnership suitable? I told you because of the drawbacks that are there in sole proprietorship, partnership came into picture. Now in partnership, where are the chances that it is more suitable? Obviously those drawbacks compare now. First one is capital and managerial requirements are higher. Where more capital is required, where more managerial skills are required than a sole proprietorship, then you go for partnership kind of business. Now the enterprise falls under the category of either being a small or a medium sized industry. When you are trying to start a business that is either small or medium, that comes under the category of small and medium scale industry, then you go for partnership. Then when you want to have direct contact with the direct customer, you want to have a contact with him, then partnership is the most suitable kind of business. Under these three circumstances, the majority of entrepreneurs chose partnership kind of business. Those three circumstances are where capital requirement and managerial abilities is more, where the kind of business that I am going to start is either small sized or a medium sized business. 3, where I need to have a direct contact with the customer, right? So under the Indian Partnership Act 1932, it says that oral or written agreement, but I told you in India oral agreements are not valid, children. So a written agreement is a mandate requirement. Partnership Act of India is governed by Indian Partnership Act 1932. In this act it clearly says that while it is not compulsory to register your partnership, but it is optional, no penalties are there for non-registration. It is your choice. If you want, you register. If you don't want, you don't register your partnership. There is no hard and fast rule that you have to register your partnership firm. But it is advisable since the following rights are denied. I will say for example, I will give you one example, household example. My son comes and tells me that he doesn't want to do the homework, but he wants to play. Okay, I will say, okay, don't do the homework. It is absolutely fine. Don't do the homework. Go and play, but don't come back to my home again. So here the concept, I am not saying no to him, but at the same time I am not allowing him freely. That is how the gimmick is with regard to the partnership also. How it works is, there are 3 consequences, students. Number 1, suppose in partnership there are 2 partners. I told you in our partnership, me, Rishabh are there and Divesh has given loan to us. Now what happens, the same situation you understand, we are doing the VR business. Now Rishabh actually, I am cheating Rishabh. I am the one who is taking fraudulent signatures of him. I have made fraud signatures. I have taken account from the. I have done some kind of mischief with the accounts. He trusted me. He had confidence in me. I cheated him and I threw him on the road. I am safe. Okay, but somehow he is under a definite loss. Okay, he lost a lot of property because you must have heard of stories where partners are cheated in partnership. They lost and other partners are rich, but 1 or 2 partners have gone bankrupt. They must have cheated. So like that I cheated. In that case, if I am a registered firm, Rishabh can file a case on me and say that Shreya has cheated me. I trusted her, she has breach of contract, she violated the agreement. According to the agreement, mutual agency should be there, mutual trust should be there, confidence should be there. She breached, she cheated me. He can file a case. But the court, even though it knows the fact that I have cheated, will not take up the case at all because I am a not registered firm. A non-registered firm, if one partner is cheating another partner, the cheated partner or the partner who is suffered because of the act of the other partner cannot file a case. The case will not be taken up in any court. Right? Second one, a right arising from the contract cannot be forced in. If I have a right in any contract, suppose I have a privilege. Now Divesh, I have paid all the loan, I have paid the principal also, but still he says some amount is balanced. I can have a right to claim that I don't have any balance, I have paid all the amount. His case will be valid in court. But my point will not be taken up because I am a non-registered firm. I don't have any right to talk at all. Right? Further, the firm or any of its partner cannot claim a set-off or other proceeding in dispute. If a third party is filing a case against me, some customer or some kind of raw material supplier or somebody has filed a case on me, that case will be judged in favor of the customer without any hearing. Law or the legal facts will not be considered because I am a non-registered firm. So it will always be in favor of the third party. These are the three critical consequences of not registering a partnership firm. So it is better you always register. But according to law, it is optional. If you want, you do. If you don't want, these are the consequences. What are the three consequences? One more time. If there are two partners, each of the partners cannot sue against each others. Right? So there is no right. If one of the partner is cheating, it is cheat only. Remember the movie Bazigar, where Shah Rukh Khan's father gets cheated because it is a not registered firm. Okay, then the right arising from any contract cannot be availed of. Any kind of contractual rights cannot be availed of, because tomorrow if there is everything is moving smoothly, no problem, not registered firm. Somewhere somebody is trying to cheat you, you cannot defend yourself. Third one, the third party files a case against you, it will be decided in favor of the third party because you are a firm who is not registered. So this is with regard to the consequence of not registering a partnership firm. Right. So partnership, drafting a what is a partnership deed? A written document or a written agreement is where both the partners sign and decide what business they are doing to do, is referred to as a partnership deed. Again I am repeating, oral agreement is not valid, children. You have to have a written agreement. Let's see what they are saying is, when the agreement is in written form, when the agreement of partnership is in written form, it is called partnership deed. Why it is required? Because to avoid any kind of misunderstanding. अच्छे से stamp paper में with a notary certified, you have to nicely draft a partnership agreement and get signed. Any alternation in one of the deed can be made with mutual consent. If you want to change certain clause at a later date, you want to change anything in that, you can definitely change with mutual consent of all the partners, right? Apart this, kindly do not write anything in your. Yeah, sorry students, there are a lot of technical errors with regard to your right. So this is where I told you the concept